Jamie Lee Curtis will speak in Oklahoma City on September 29th. It's a talk themed Live Wisely and Love Well. Here to tell us more about that, our health reporter, Jacqueline Cosgrove. Thanks so much for your time. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
What is bringing, well, first of all, I'm just fine.
Good.
And the lady you spoke with at length is very well known, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
What's bringing her to town?
She's coming for the Integris Women's Health Forum. They have it every year. Last year they brought Diane Keaton. This year it's Jamie Lee Curtis. So she is going to give her talk on September 29th at 5. She, when I talked to her, she didn't have all of her details hammered out, but I think it'll be a good talk for anybody to hear. I mean, I talked to her for almost an hour and was pretty motivated afterward.
Wow, and one of the details is this event will be held at the Civic Center in downtown Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Among the topics you spoke with her about was her recovery from prescription pain medication.
Yes, yeah, she doesn't go into a lot of detail publicly about it. But she has talked about just her recovery and the concept of what that's like. She's called it her greatest accomplishment, and she said that multiple times and said it when we were talking. And it was funny when we talked about it because she said that she just decided one day she was going to tell a reporter about it. It wasn't anything significant. It was just the reporter asked her, "How have you been?" And she said, "Well, I've been in recovery for about 2 years," or something like that. And it was sort of like she saw the reporter's eyes.
And like any good reporter, you're like, "Ooh, there's a follow-up question."
Right, exactly. And I was thinking, "Oh my God, that's gold."
There's a scoop.
Right, exactly. So she just decided one day to tell a reporter. So, but yeah, we talked a lot about what it means to exactly be a celebrity and how you can use being a celebrity for good. She was recently in a play about Prop 8, which is about same-sex marriage, and she was really proud of being a part of that. And she used that as one example of something that she can do with her celebrity that will bring light to an issue she cares about. But then she talked about the opposite of how she will walk through alleys and in basements to just avoid paparazzi.
Really?
And she talked about specifically about the TMZ Hollywood tour van. She hates that.
Oh, really?
And she said, I try to be really open as a person, but the minute I become a thing, the minute I become a post on your Instagram account, she's like, that's when I want to disappear. That's when I want to go away somewhere. And so that was really interesting to hear. And I mean, it's logical when you think about it. I mean,
Sure.
Everybody wants to be recognized as a person, not a thing like, oh, there's Jamie Lee Curtis, let me take a picture of her and not realize that she can see me,
Well, and this is a person who spent her entire life in front of the cameras.
Right.
She's also done a lot of good work, and you spoke with her about her humanitarian work.
Yeah, she talked about just different issues. It was interesting that day. She told me she was gonna, after we got done talking, she was gonna go to her son's high school and help out with them. Like, she's an ideas person. When we were talking, she gave me some ideas for my life, and so it was funny. She's pretty down to earth and just said that she likes to help people in any way she can. And one of her strengths is that she's just kind of an ideas person. And so, but yeah, she's done different things related to AIDS, children's hospitals, that sort of thing. So she's done a lot of good work in her life. And I think that people from Oklahoma will find her to be very relatable. So.
When you spoke with her, what were your thoughts on how the interview would go and how long you might get to talk with her?
Usually you're told you have 15 minutes.
15?
Yes, so when I looked and saw that we had been on the phone for 50, and it was the same with Diane Keaton, and I don't have a lot of experience talking to celebrities, but in my limited experience, when you recognize that someone is a person, then you're just people talking. You're not like, oh my God, you're someone, and I'm just gonna ask you. Of course, I didn't really ask her about, well, tell me about that one time in that one movie that you did this one thing. I was more interested in just her as a person. So I think that anybody, even if you're told you have 5 minutes, anytime I've ever interviewed someone with some sort of status, once you recognize they're a person, I'm going to treat them like a person.
A little more relatable that way.
Exactly.
I got to ask you, did you ask her about Greek yogurt?
No, I think that would have made the interview 15 minutes.
Got you. At that point, she would have been like, Jacqueline, it's been fun, but
yeah,
no.
I got to go do some important stuff.
All right, well, thank you for your time
Absolutely.
today. And this is a story you can find in upcoming editions of The Oklahoman as Jacqueline talks with Jamie Lee Curtis, once again, who will be here in Oklahoma City in September at the Women's Health Forum down at the Civic Center. We all look forward to that.